Hi Queens, I hope you are all doing well. Sorry I've been a bit MIA post summit. I've just been working on some things, some surprises for you all. So I should be announcing that shortly. But in the meantime, I thought I would answer some of your questions that you left in the surveys. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first question was, what natural supplements can help heal me and not mask pain like an over-the-counter medication? I don't use these after I've learned they wipe clear your gut microbiome and I want to be as chemically free as possible. So this woman has a polyp in the womb, painful periods, heavy bleeding and PMS symptoms. Okay, so unfortunately, there's no magic pill or supplement because if there was, I'd be selling it to y'all and I'd be giving y'all the tea. But you're absolutely right. Medications can have an effect on the gut microbiome. Some are worse than others, antibiotics being one of the key ones that wipes all your bacteria, including the good one. But unfortunately, sometimes it is necessary to take them. So, painful periods, heavy bleeding, PMS symptoms. So, there's no certain supplement really that can heal. Supplements are, as you know, as the word says, supplement, they're to supplement. And ultimately it's going to come down to your diet and lifestyle. But in terms of some good supplements that can help support, so a good multivitamin is always a great start. Especially with our Western diets, a lot of us are deficient in a lot of vitamins and minerals. So having a good multivitamin, a food state one as well. So food state being it's derived from food, and that is because supplements that are derived from food are more bioavailable, meaning that our bodies can absorb it better. So you're going to get the benefits of those. Whereas if it's not food state or derived from food, what happens is our body doesn't really absorb much of it, and most of the supplement gets excreted out of our body as waste, so essentially wasting your money. So yeah, good multivitamin. Also as well, I would say magnesium is also great. You can't really go wrong with magnesium, glycinate, L-threonate. Magnesium is so important because it is involved in hundreds of chemical processes in the body, so it's essential, and a lot of us are deficient in it because we don't get it in our diet. And also helps with painful periods as well. Magnesium is great for muscle relaxation, so it can help relax that uterine lining and provide some sort of relief from cramps. Vitamin D also good as well. It's a very potent anti-inflammatory vitamin D. It's essential for us, essential for reducing inflammation, also for mood, so it might help support the PMS symptoms. And turmeric is also really, really great anti-inflammatory, very, very strong anti-inflammatory, which can help support reduction in period pain. So I hope that answers your question. If you have any more questions, just reach out to me. Question number 2. What is the one thing I am missing from what I am currently doing? So this woman has painful periods, PMS, fatigue, and PMDD. So hard to answer this question. I don't know what you're currently doing. So if this is your question, please reach out to me and let me know what you're currently doing. But based on what the issues you've put down, so painful periods, PMS, fatigue, PMDD, so a medley of things, I would say to make sure that you are eating and kind of a very anti-inflammatory diet, get that inflammation down for period pain. That's going to help with PMS as well. Gut health is going to be really key here for reducing inflammation, balancing out hormones. That can contribute to period pain, PMS, the fatigue, PMDD. With kind of the mood symptoms like PMS, PMDD, serotonin is so important. So serotonin is our neurotransmitter hormone that is mood enhancing, boosts our mood. So when we are experiencing PMS, PMDD, it's because we have a drop in serotonin, and 90% of serotonin is metabolized in the gut. So gut health is essential here. So yeah, I would say focus on anti-inflammatory diet, making sure your gut health is as good as it can be, and also managing your blood sugar as well. So making sure you're not eating foods often or on an empty stomach that is going to spike your blood sugar. So processed sugars, processed foods, refined carbs, so white bread, white rice. I mean, you can have them, but always kind of start with fat, fiber, protein as the first thing that you would put into your mouth when you're eating a meal. Yes, I hope that was helpful. As I said, if you do have any questions, reach out to me and let me know what you are doing. Question number 3, how do I eat more protein? So this woman has adenomyosis, Hashimoto's, and PMDD. So protein, I think most of us think of protein as just like meat and fish, which are great sources, which are some of the sources. So with fish, think salmon, great source of protein, also an oily fish, high in omega-3, which is really going to help balance the hormones. Mackerel, tuna, and then also you've got the white fish like haddock, cod, sea bass, great sources of protein. But also beans and legumes are actually really good sources of protein. So lentils, chickpeas, beans like black beans, kidney beans, edamame, really good sources of protein. Nuts and seeds as well, chia seeds, walnuts, almonds, hemp seeds, sunflower seeds. I'd stay away from peanuts just because they are prone to mold contamination due to how they're stored. But really, like, think about ways that you can add them in without having to just, I guess, have them by themselves. If you don't necessarily like them, you can have them by themselves. So like lentils are great, chickpeas are great. You can season them up and make them flavoursome. But just think like a salad. You can sprinkle nuts and seeds over salads. You can also sprinkle the beans and legumes over salads as well, adding them into smoothies. Great way to get extra protein in. I personally love to add my chia seeds into smoothies. I eat them every single day to give me that boost of fats as well as the protein and omega-3. I hope that's helpful. Question number 4. Can I balance my hormones while still pushing myself in the gym? So this woman has irregular cycles and missing periods. Okay, so movement is important. Exercise is important. It's essential, especially for helping us balance our hormones. It's part of that piece of the puzzle. But you don't want to push yourself too hard because exercise is a form of stress on the body. And as you said, missing periods, irregular cycles, I'd be curious to know kind of why you have that. But one thing that you have to remember is your body is always going to prioritize survival. So your survival over your period. So I really need you ladies to understand this. So if you're having irregular periods, missing periods, there's something going on underneath the hood. So I would really refrain from anything that's going to add an extra layer of stress onto your body. So going too hard into the gym, I would not say that's not a good idea, to not overdo it. Not saying don't go, because as I said, movement is important, but it's just how and what type of movement, how intense you're going, how often you're going, what's your recovery period like between those gym sessions. So I would really still focus on movement, can exercise, but really focus on restorative exercises, and don't push too hard until you've figured out why your periods are missing or why you're having irregular cycles. So I hope that helps. Question number 5. What made you want to begin this workshop? Oh, this is such a nice question. Thank you for asking, whoever put that in the survey. Ultimately, I went through a lot myself for over 10 years. Painful periods, PMS, fatigue. I was a mess, to say the least. A mess kind of that week run up before my period, and then during my period as well, especially the first 2 to 3 days, I was in agony. It was horrible. It was hell. Okay, I know y'all can relate. Actual hell, to the point where I'd be in so much pain, in fetal position, asking the Lord, what have I done to deserve such pain? It was hell. So I did a lot of work on myself, managed to turn my issues around, and I went through the maze of figuring out what works, what doesn't work, why am I having these issues. And I just had so much passion for it that I wanted to pursue this as a career. And then also I wanted to pull all these amazing speakers together who also had knowledge to share on their experience. So all of you lovely ladies can learn as well and realise that we don't actually have to suffer month on month. And it's not normal. And we deserve better. Unfortunately, the healthcare system doesn't really support women's health. We're not really given a lot of options for healing other than medication, birth control, etc. So I made it my mission to go out there and spread as much knowledge as possible so other women can heal and realise that they don't have to suffer every month until we hit menopause, and that there is a way and there is another way. So yeah, and this has led me here. So thank you so much for asking. Really appreciate that question. Question number 6, the final question. As a mom, how do you find or make the time for yourself to create the space for hormone care or education? Mine are still quite young, and I can't seem to find me time to care for or research anything for myself. I thank you, whoever that was, for sending this question, because I can imagine, I personally don't have children yet, but I can imagine that a lot of mothers watching this can definitely relate. So you're definitely not alone feeling like this. And one of the things that I would say is thinking of micro moments, because obviously you have children. I guess it's non-stop from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed, and then even when they go to bed there's probably tasks or things that you need to do. So thinking about micro moments, so 5 to 10 minutes, even while the kids are playing, napping, winding down, using that time either to listen to a quick podcast whilst you're doing chores like folding the laundry or cooking, watch a short video here and there, even do a few breathing exercises or deep breaths. It doesn't have to be a massive session where you're spending an hour to yourself. It can just be those small moments of you time just to start with. And then I guess just implementing those little things. Could be a few times a week, could be every day if you have the time. And I think we need to simplify what care actually means. As I said, it doesn't have to be a whole day to yourself, a whole hour if you don't have it. It doesn't have to be a full-blown research session, but just little things like drinking water, making sure you get enough water. That is actually self-care, because a lot of us are not even getting out 2 litres a day, because as we get older we don't really get the thirst cues that kids get. So even doing things like that, choosing a blood sugar friendly snack over one that isn't as friendly to your insulin, and saying no to things that drain you. So even little things like that is a great start for healing and getting your self-care in. And also, I guess as women, we're not really that great at this, but leaning on people in your network for support. So whether it be family members, partner, friends, even if they can just mind, the child for half an hour, just so being able to get those little moments in for yourself. Thank you for sending in all of your questions. They're really great questions. I feel like we had a good mixture going on. If you do have any more questions, send me a DM, send me an email, or you can book a free 30-minute call with me. It's absolutely free, no strings attached. If you just want 30 minutes for some you time and to just discuss you and what you've got going on, you want to pick my brain on something, please do. I love speaking to all of y'all. And I will see you all soon. Bye for now.